Hey everyone, another run tip for you. I'm going to do three of these. And today I want to talk a little bit about the long run. Okay, so this is a big thing for long distance triathletes, especially, or obviously marathon runners, trail runners, all that kind of stuff. Got to do the long run, right? We need lots of endurance. We need to be durable. That's another kind of buzzword that used to be around a lot many years ago when I was coaching run durability. People would always talk about, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'll try to keep this quick and to the point. The biggest mistake that people make with their long run is it becomes the sole focus of everything that they do in their training. And one of the reasons is they keep pushing this long run longer and longer and longer. It takes more and more to recover from. The run gets slower. It gets poorer in quality. And often if you're doing this typical long run Saturday, long run Sunday, this long run is always fatigued. And it just eats into the rest of the week to where all those other sessions, the quality goes way down. They get skipped, and then it becomes all about, well, I missed all this other training, so now I really got to do this weekend. And so when it comes to the long run, my first piece of advice is chill out. Okay, just relax. I've had multiple people go to Kona never running longer than an hour and 45 minutes in any given one run. This is a fact. Myself included, actually. And I actually ran longer because I got lost. It was an accident. So there was some walking in there as well. So you have to think about your run training, as all of your training, as it's a cumulative thing. Okay. Wow, you only do an hour, a 90-minute long run. That's not long enough. Well, maybe not, but what if someone ran 6 hours that week along with 15 hours of total training? That's a lot of workload in terms of everything. And I know I'm talking about running here real quick, but you've got to put it all together, okay? Being a fast runner alone is not good enough. I've literally had people come up to me at award ceremonies at races telling me how a certain athlete wasn't a fast enough runner and what was I doing for run training with them, and they're never going to make it to Kona if they can't run faster, while they were getting up on the podium, the top step of the podium at a local race. And they went to Kona that year. And so you've got to put it all together, okay? It's not just about the run. So long run, the science is as soon as you go over 70, 75 minutes, you get into that long category. You get those adaptations that we're looking for when we talk about going long, all right? And so that 90-minute mark I like a lot, because it's very, for most athletes, it's very repeatable. You can get up to that point and you can kind of tick this run out, and it makes it very, very repeatable. But again, everyone's going to be different on how long is long. And I've done whole seminars on what is long and what is endurance training, how to fit it into your schedule. What does it mean for you? And so I'll try to find that and maybe link it in this video for you. But I want to talk a couple of ways about how you can manage your long run and how to make it a little bit safer as well, injury-wise. So a couple of different things that you can do is how to make this long run a little bit more effective, have a bigger endurance impact without running for 3 hours, which don't do. I don't care. I just don't recommend that duration. But a couple of things you can do. So one, you can add intensity. So now it's only a 90-minute run or an hour and 45-minute run, but if you add some intensity into it, and there's a bunch of different ways, you're going to increase the workload that run has by quite a bit. You can do this by adding some intervals, some fast threshold or kind of 30-30 intervals like I talked about at the beginning of the run, and then finishing the run out in zone 2. You can add some tempo in there, or whatever you want to do. And so the first the first thing I recommend is add intensity. Boom. This will also keep it fresh. It's not going to be the same grinding, slow plodding. I got to go run, super boring on the same road for an hour and a half. The second way that you can keep this run more fun and add intensity as well is to vary the terrain that you're running on. Don't run on the same road. Vary your terrain. So when we get into this, there's a couple of famous roads in the Boulder area that are dirt roads. So soft surface is great for this very terrain. A dirt road compared to pavement is quite a bit more forgiving. And so that can help ease some of that impact force that we deal with in the run. And when we talk about varied terrain, you're immediately thinking hills. There's one road, Magnolia Road, is a kind of a famous running road here. It's extremely hilly. And that's often a good way to add intensity without having to be structured about it. I'll have athletes go up to Magnolia Road and there's no instruction. It's just deal, right? Survive, kind of deal with it. It's higher in altitude. It's a challenging run to just do. And so that can be good for our mental status. It can also give us a different kind of increased intensity impact. And that variety is really, really good for everyone. I'm going to keep talking about that all the time. The last thing, and this is something that people probably don't think about, is where you schedule it. Where's it scheduled in your week? Are you constantly running on Sunday when you're exhausted from the week of training? In particular, Saturday, if you're a 9-to-5er. That might be good sometimes, but nothing is good all the time, okay? And so, especially if you have a run that's longer than you've done before in your training, especially if you have a run that's going to be more challenging, if you have some intervals inside of that long run, if you're doing a challenging course, if you're doing a big trail run one day or something, do it when you're fresh. Do it on Saturday, okay? I know that'll blow your mind. Do that hard run on a Saturday or earlier in the week when you're fresher. Do it on a Saturday after a recovery phase that you might be taking earlier in that week. Change that training up. I'll often do this with athletes where we'll do the normal training and we'll add intensity into long runs. We'll do some other, standard zone 2 steady long runs. And then what we'll do is I'll give them a heart rate controlled run on a flat road after some rest. And all of a sudden, that run becomes a completely different experience for the athlete, both speed, intensity, heart rate, just how they feel. And so changing where things are scheduled can also give you, the athlete, a very different experience on and a different feeling on what long runs feel like, how they should feel, etc. And I'll leave you with this. One of the ways I think if you want to get better at a particular skill, swimming, cycling, running, if you're always doing that skill tired, it's going to be hard to get better at it. I'm going to talk about this with swimming in particular. But if you're trying to get better at your running, make sure that you incorporate runs that are fresh. First workout of the day, only workout of the day. Do some of those long runs on Saturday. Doing workouts fresh gives you the neuromuscular ability and the mental ability to really, really execute that workout well, to feel good, to feel strong when you're doing it. And it will definitely help you improve that particular skill. Not just the fitness specifically for that skill, but the actual movement of that activity, whether it's cycling, running, swimming, etc. So try those 3 things: add intensity, vary your terrain, switch your training around, and mess around with where you schedule it in your training program. It's going to be very, very helpful. See you soon.